Good morning to everyone. On behalf of CSI and the generous sponsors of the Global Services Summit, I'd like to offer a warm and heartfelt welcome to all of you, especially those who have traveled so far to be with us here today. Last year's summit secured services' central place in the global trade agenda and gave it a new sense of political energy. This summit, building on last year's and with the help of our exceptionally distinguished participants, will provide another opportunity to explore new ideas for realizing the potential of open global services trade and investment in creating new jobs and prosperity in all countries. We are recovering from a global economic crisis that created an urgent need to formulate new approaches to how business and government should work together to restore sustained economic growth. This crisis proved unusually disruptive to the international system, institutions, and actors. And all of us are still working to adapt to the new realities. Throughout this crisis, our governments have made valiant and largely successful efforts to prevent widespread protectionist responses to the crisis. We are grateful for these efforts and their results. We in the larger services community can contribute hugely to rebuilding global prosperity. Our sector dominates the global economy. If markets are made more open to trade, the services sector has the potential to produce even more benefits. Without services, the financing and insurance protection, production, transport, sale, and consumption of manufactured and agricultural products would be impossible. Services enable job creation, innovation, and growth in all other sectors and in all markets throughout the world. This means that in a U.S. bilateral context, we must continue to advocate strongly for the swift ratification of trade deals such as the U.S.-Korea Free Trade Agreement, as well as the free trade agreements with Colombia and Panama, which we know will help us to showcase the immense contributions services can make to growth and development. Global services groups should cooperate to build partnerships among business communities and governments in regional contexts, as well as to support progress towards new trade agreements such as the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Asia is a remarkable engine of economic growth for the whole world. This afternoon's speakers will discuss ways in which trade agreements and other initiatives in the Asia-Pacific region can leverage the economic potential of these economies for the benefit of all. Services deserve to receive attention commensurate with their economic weight and secure their place at the table in broader multilateral contexts as well. Discussions on services must be at the heart of the negotiations in the WTO Doha round and are essential to their success. At the G20 summit in Toronto, President Obama and UK Prime Minister Cameron called for progress on services. The summit's communique called for more work in the WTO. Unfortunately, we have yet to see negotiations focused on increasing market access for services. We ask that services negotiators roll up their sleeves and get to work so they are able to report progress in our sector at the G20 meetings in Seoul. Our experience is that opening up markets to infrastructure services such as financial, express delivery, retail, IT, and telecommunications, audiovisual, and energy bring concrete results. The Global Services Coalition is today releasing a white paper highlighting the contributions that more open services trade is making to development. The paper provides concrete examples of how opening markets and removing barriers have improved the material welfare of peoples in many countries. We are proud of this paper. It validates arguments that services are effective force multipliers for other parts of an economy. And because of that, obstacles to their growth and competitiveness should be knocked down. Our mission during and after this summit is to tell the services sector story with pride and purpose. Services are a global success as exporters and job creators. They are critical to the success of other industries, and they are essential to generating global prosperity. Thank you. With that brief introduction, I'm delighted now to introduce our keynote speaker and a great friend and ally of services, United States Trade Representative, Ambassador Ron Kirk. I know firsthand that Ambassador Kirk fully appreciates the importance of services to the global economy. He has persistently argued that creating more open trade and services is a core purpose of the Doha Round and the Obama administration's trade agenda. In his remarks at last year's summit, Ambassador Kirk assured that there will be no Doha conclusion without a solid result on services, leading to new market opportunities. Ambassador Kirk announced the launch of Trans-Pacific Partnership negotiations late last year, a move that CSI strongly supports. Ambassador Kirk also has advocated for invigorating services trade throughout Asia and led an effort to encourage Asian trading partners to adopt principles that will facilitate cross-border trade in services in the APEC region. He is a leader in the National Export Initiative. We are deeply appreciative of the commitment that Ambassador Kirk and his team, both in Washington and Geneva, have demonstrated in working creatively to expand trade to the benefit of businesses and countries around the world.